Shalom. Allah start out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone. Citation to the for that disputation is truth. Cross for coins of truth, save charity. This is the brother Alma One Abad. For the Birmingham Camp, Alabama GMS. I know we get to the sentence going to just about how people just don't understand about about the end of the world. People about the news about what's going on with that Iran situation, World War III. I think that World War III will be the end of the world. Once it goes down, but nah, it's not gonna be the end of the world. They think that the whole world's gonna explode. That's what people think. They think the whole earth is gonna go, be burnt up or be burnt up by the sun. You got folks that think that, but they think that with this World War III, they think that the whole earth is gonna be destroyed by this war. But nah, that's not the case. And people don't understand about the concept about the end of the world according to the Bible. The end of the world is talking about the end of a rulership, and the whole earth is not gonna be destroyed during this World War III. But I'm gonna get into it. It's Matthew 24:3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him, probably saying, "Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" So the disciples asking the Lord, who y'all people ignorantly called Jesus. Jesus, his real name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. The Most High name is Yahweh. The Son name is Yahushai in the Hebrew. That's the correct names. The powers that say in that tongue. In that name is the Hebrew tongue. Because Jesus is that's not even a name. That's not even his name. But that's the name of the Most High Son. The Most High is Yahweh. The Son name Yahushai. The Lord name is Yahushai in the Hebrew. But I'm gonna get that word world in the blue letter in Matthew 24:23. And it goes into let's see. It says properly an age. Age, course, internal. Beginning without end, but the one I'm looking for is an age, period of time, age, unbroken age, perpetual time, turns it. But really, when you go into the word world in Matthew 24, because I don't know why they ain't got it on here. But it says end of an age, really, like I say, just age, really, like you just say age. I just say a period of time, age. So yeah, this just a end of the world concept is all about end of a period of time, of age, an end of a rulership, man. So when the Bible speaks about the end of the world, when the disciples were asking the Lord, when the disciples were asking the Lord about the end of the world, it's talking about the end of a root. They were asking about the end of a rulership of they talking about the end of the rulership of the so-called white man, Esau, Edomites, the red people, man. They weren't talking about the understanding that we weren't talking about the whole world being destroyed, because this is the so-called white man's world. This is his rulership. This is his heaven. This is time to rule, but he's at his end of his rulership. This is the end. That's why you see the talks, the war talks, the back and forth, and the situation with Trump and Iran. Trump killed the top general of Iran, and Iran going back at the United States, saying that we're gonna get at you, for what you had done. They really want to get it. They really want to take down. They really want the top leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei. He said he wants Trump. He really wants Trump to be dead. But with all that being said, the end of the world, World War III is gonna be of the destruction that's gonna come to the so-called white man's rulership. His kingdom. It's gonna be all out. Thermonuclear war, man. To come. But before that happens, other prophecies got to come to pass. Like the mark of the beast got to be mandated. Before uh, the end of the before the end of the destruction of the America and the thermonuclear war, and before the Lord returns, that got to be mandated. And the persecution, I know, being a lot of death and chaos happening in the streets, that's to come. Before before the ultimate, you know, end game, which gonna be actually the really I want to say the ending. The ending gonna be the World War III and the thermonuclear missiles and the Lord returning and the chariots of the so-called UFOs. The so-called UFOs, the chariots. Of the Lord when He returns, in which I call UFOs. But because I know Apostle Hall said, I watched the video. He was saying like, yeah, even though you got this situation going on with Iran and the United States, but that mark of the beast is really got to be mandated, and all hell breaking loose out here, because that's gonna be really the end once that's put into play, where you got to take that, because you got to remember the hour of temptation got to happen, so that's got to come to play before before the for everything just pop off with World War III, for like missiles flying or whatnot. But from there, so Ecclesiastes 1:4, one generation passeth away and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So yeah, one so yeah, it just the end of the word is not talking about, like I said, the whole earth is gonna be destroyed. No, because it says right here in Ecclesiastes on 1:4, they say one generation passes away and another generation cometh. So this rulership and this kingdom of the so-called white man, Esau, Edomites, this generation, this time, they time period, age is up. It's at the end, and it's coming to an end, and it's gonna pass away with a great noise by the thermonuclear missiles and by the Lord, by the Lord return, and the Lord returning in the chariot, so-called UFOs, burning down America, destroying America in different parts, of the earth, or lands, countries, like I say, the so-called white man, uh, uh Esau Edoms, whatever they, be, like Russia, they Edomites, so Russia could be ultimately done, burnt up, but that being said, but that's what that's going into, and the earth is gonna be abounding forever, you know, so so the so the earth is not gonna be, completely just blowing up, once this World War III happens, and not in every in all the lands, the countries or the lands is not gonna be totally destroyed. It's just gonna be America really completely wiped off the face of the earth. Once once the World War III, actually, at the end, everything, all the prophecies come to pass. That's gonna be really the end of it all, the all-out war. Missiles flying, the Lord returning, the so-called UFO chariots. That's gonna be the ultimate end right there. So from there, I'm end off with 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then I said, no, well, I ain't gonna end off with this verse, but I'm gonna end off in Second Ezra chapter 6. Then I answered and I said, what shall be the part of the times? When shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows? So Ezra asked me, when gonna be the end of the first and the beginning of the follows? So the end of, the rulership of the so-called white man, and when will be, what's the beginning of the end of the so-called white man rulership, the rulership that that we in right now, that we at the end of the so-called white man rulership. What's to come after? So what's to come after is 2 Ezra 6 and 8. He said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob Esau was born of him, Jacob hand held first the hill of Esau. So it's symbolic to Esau, is symbolic to the so-called white people, so-called white people, the red people, Edomites, and the Bible. And Jacob is symbolic to the Israelites. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, which which Israel and the Israelites are the so-called Negro Latino natives, And they're going to when the hand held first to heal Esau is symbolic to Jacob's hand held first to heal Esau is symbolic to Israelites pulling down the Lord returning and taking down the so-called white man Esau, Edomite's kingdom. Look at this verse. 2nd Ezra 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau is the end of the world, end of their rulership, end of an age. And Jacob is the beginning, the kingdom that the Bible speaks of to come is the kingdom of the so-called Negro, Latino natives, the Israelites, the real Israelites of the Bible, the real Israel, not those fake, the ones that call themselves Israel, the land of they are not the real people of that land. And those Iranians know it. I saw the article today that, he was saying about how the black people are being mistreated in America. That just tells you, he says black, but these folks know over there, Iran and, so forth, these other countries, they know who the Israelites are. They know that the so-called Negro Latino are the Israelites, and they know that those people in the land of Israel today are not those people in the land. Why? Because those people in the land, Israel and I are they promote war. They starting shit. They starting violence. They start violence. That land is not a peaceful people. That land is not it's not peaceful right now, man. There's a lot of animosity. Between Iran and the other countries. That are against those people that's in the land right now, which are those people are the Amalekites, or the so-called white people, Esau, Edomites, they the ones that got they give the go and say of this should be done, that should be done to the world leaders, or really to the president of the United States or whatever, the UN and EU and all that, they the ones that control the money and all this stuff. They the ones that the shadow really running shit and really running things behind closed doors. They the ones really pulling the strings of things. So I just go to show you that they they don't want to come out and say they the ones that is the rulers of this world. Because they really know that they don't supposed to be doing what they doing. Being imposters. Claiming to be a people of heritage, claiming a people heritage, which is not theirs, man. They know they wrong, man. That's why when the Lord Yahweh shall return, that land of Israel gonna get blown up, and America and like I say, different parts of different countries, man. But not the whole earth, man. Not every land, but it's gonna be a fire, but the earth is gonna be still standing and not be blown up. With people, the concept of the end of the world. It's just talking about the end of a rulership, So with that, and we made this too long. So again, like all praise and honor, glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash, to the apostles, elders, to the Sisakim brothers, to the few Akwa sisters that do listen, keep the faith, and Yahushua keep fighting with that. Say shalom.